Luke King, runner-up of the 2018 Toyota 86 Racing Series, now representing Patamna Lubricants and Fastron Synthetic Oil in the 2019 series. I suppose I became interested in motorsport through my father. He's the blame for me getting into the sport. He was a race engineer and a mechanic for many years and still is in motor racing. So yeah, he worked for some of the greatest drivers that Australia's ever seen, like Alan Moffat, Colin Bond, John Goss, who's two-time Bathurst winner and Australian Grand Prix winner. Yeah, many guys from supercars, so pretty sure I've been to the track ever since I was about 2 years old. So yeah, I'd blame Dad for that. So that's kind of where the background and the passion comes from. The motivation definitely comes from wanting to be as successful as possible, and always just remembering the time that Mum and Dad have put into me and all the other people who have helped me in my career. I mean, we don't come from family money, and everyone knows that, you know, it's a very difficult time trying to succeed in motorsport when it's so financially dependent. So I think one of the biggest reasons I get up in the morning is because in 10 years' time, when I have a family of my own, I want them to be proud of, you know, what I've done, and I also want my parents to be proud of me as well. So I kind of, in a way, it's just trying to repay everybody who's ever helped me by becoming successful. So I suppose that's my biggest motivation. And yeah, I just think back to those days of being a young kid, sometimes being on the other side of the fence, watching all my heroes race around the track, and to think that I could possibly become a figure like that in the future. You know, someone like Craig Lowndes, who has, you know, been a mentor to so many young kids across the country, is something that I really want to be, and yeah, that's what we're working towards. I suppose racing has always been the number one priority. I don't think there's ever been a day where I've got up and wanted to do something more than that. out of necessity, I suppose, I've had to have other careers to just survive and pay the bills, as everyone does. Unfortunately, we can't all live in fairyland. So my parents made me go and get a trade. So I did have a trade background as a fitter machinist, and that served me really well with the racing side of things. But I suppose I woke up every day going to that job, always thinking about what I need to do when I got home, whether that be doing a sponsorship proposal or, you know, a promotion down at the local store, getting the car ready to go. So yeah, it wasn't uncommon for me and dad to be working on a car late at night together. I did have a stint over in Europe when I was 18 years old. I went and worked on a Spanish super yacht over in the UK and sailed through many places around Europe. So that was kind of maybe the only thing that might have swayed me into a different career. The yachting sort of party life was quite attractive, but at the end of that year I came back to continue pursuing racing, and yeah, here we are today. I think there's a few different ones that I would touch on purely for racing, and obviously there's a lot of aspects to racing for people to achieve in, but on track, I think we spoke a bit earlier about what I did in Formula Ford, and achieving a top 5 at a national level as an underfunded privateer competitor was something that was a real tick box on our side of things for my career, for me to know internally that I could do this full time. Winning our first race, being the third race winner in the 86 series in its inaugural year was pretty amazing for us. The first winner in that category was Cam Hill, who's now racing Porsches, and obviously Will Brown, who's off doing supercar enduros. So, to be mentioned in the same company with those guys who are obviously well respected in the industry is pretty huge. And I think being a driver that's not, as I've said, from a big financial family with no backing behind me, I've really taken a lot of pride in the work that I've done behind the scenes with sponsorship over the years. All of our sponsors are long-term, who have supported me and grown with me, and that was some advice that Mark Larkham gave me when I was like 12 years old. So I'm very, I suppose, proud of what we've done in that sense, because of the 100 kids that I used to go-kart with up at Newcastle Kart Track, I think I'm probably one of the only kids that's still racing today, and that's purely because of the hard work that Dad and I have put in behind the scenes. So yeah, there's a lot that we are very proud of.
To say, if you're going to run into the back of me, I'm going to cover equally as hard. Gloves are off.
How was the counterpunch from Dave Cedars? And this is getting really aggressive. That we waved yellows down here, so they just need to take a breather in this little fight.
My take on that was definitely a return serve from Dave Cedars.
Goodness me. And it's really brought Tim Brook into the scenario.
Absolutely. This feels like it still hasn't finished yet.
It's getting pretty wild between Luke King and Dave Cedars. He's got him covered now down the hill.
I suppose there's so many things to look forward to. I mean, you look at the branding and the company that is Pertamina, being a state-owned Indonesian oil company. They're obviously huge internationally. I noticed the other day while I was watching the Formula 2 racing that they're on the Prema racing cars, which sponsor Mick Schumacher, obviously the son of Michael Schumacher. So yeah, to be supported by the same company that's doing events like that internationally is a huge thing for a racing driver. I think growing up as a race driver, you either want an energy drink company like Red Bull to sponsor you, or you want a major oil brand, because they're two very relevant things to motorsport, and that's the position that we're in now today. So I feel very thankful to have them on board, and yeah, we want to be able to grow that brand here in Australia as I grow with my career. So I feel the timing has lined up perfectly, and yeah, we're able to build together.